Happy September, everyone. It's Kyle with the Case and Kyle team at Royal LePage. And today we are going to look at the market update for the month of August, comparing 2022 to 2023. Let's take a look at the numbers. Starting in Hamilton, we saw the average sale price go from $826,000 up by 3.4% to $854,000, and the months of inventory stayed the same at 2.8. Next, we're going to look at Burlington. We saw the average sale price go from $1,212,000 up by 4.9% to $1,271,000, and the months of inventory went from 1.8 to 2.3. And this is actually the fourth month in a row where we've seen the months of inventory increase. And finishing off with Oakville, we saw the average sale price go from $1,955,000 down by 8% to $1,799,000. Now, Oakville's a little different, and we've talked about this in many of the past videos. Last summer, we saw a peak in August in the average sale price. We saw the prior months slowly build up to August, and then it came back down in kind of similar levels in what we saw. But that was the only difference that we saw in Oakville compared to Burlington and Hamilton. And the months of inventory went from 3.1, and it stayed the same at 3.1. And once again, just like in Burlington, this is the fourth month in a row where we've actually seen the months of inventory go up each month. So what do all these numbers mean? We see a very consistent pattern in all three cities besides Oakville, which, as we talked about, had a peak last August. But since the beginning of 2023, the average sale price has followed pretty much the same pattern across all three cities. At the beginning of the year, it was still very slow from the end of last year, and not a lot of buyers were out on the market, and we saw the average sale price staying relatively low. And then we saw the Bank of Canada, for two interest rate announcements, they kept it the same. So they didn't increase it at all, which is the first time in a long time. So therefore, a lot of buyer confidence was increased, and they came back out, and the prices started to rise again, and we saw a little bit of a jump. And we've seen over the last several months, those prices have stayed pretty much the same month over month. Now in August, we've seen the average sale price come down in all three cities by a small amount, and that's once again because the Bank of Canada increased its interest rates again. But where does this all go? Because a lot of people and a lot of buyers and sellers are asking what's going to happen with the market. Now, no one knows for sure, and we don't have a crystal ball to see this, but what we can tell by what we've seen in the past is that when the Bank of Canada doesn't make an interest rate hike, it increases that buyer confidence. And today, September 6th, as we're filming this, they kept the interest rate the same again, and a lot of people, and you're starting to see it in the news again, which really impacts what buyers do, is that there's a forecast that they're not going to be going higher than this. Now, that can always change depending on what's happening with inflation and different economic factors, but that is something that really impacts what buyers are doing. So if the interest rate is staying the same or going down, buyers are much more confident to jump back into the market rather than when the interest rates are going up. With this announcement of keeping the rate the same, I believe more buyers will come back in combination with us entering into the fall season. Traditionally, if everything else is the same, the fall season is the second busiest time of the year for real estate transactions, and usually the market will increase at that point. We'll have to monitor what happens over the next several months, and that's your market update for the month of August. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and the notification bell so that you stay up to date on all future market updates, and I will talk to you next time.